I will share that I have purchased my first sequin jumpsuit.
What?
They're these kind of sparkles, but they're
Yeah.
sewn on to clothes.
You have a jumpsuit full of that?
Jumpsuit full of that.
No way.
Yes.
The only thing is when you have to go to the bathroom, you just get naked in the middle of the bathroom.
Yeah, that's definitely the downside.
Talking about not cool, we have a problem of the week.
What's up, Blue Surfer?
So the question is, ask user to check categories of an item and then display category-specific option. Okay, let's figure out what it means.
So Blue Surfer was asking us about what happens when you check categories and then you have follow-up information presented to users to answer. For example, you have the category sports car would lead to sports car specific questions versus compact car would lead to compact car specific questions. So we put together a problem statement. So as a driver in need of insurance, I must supply all of the precise information about my car, including subcategories of information, so that the insurer can offer me an appropriate price. So we thought about a few things around our assumptions and stuff. We see conditional logic and dependencies, checkboxes versus drop downs where they start to fall down because we're always trying to think about how to break this thing or how to make it the most robust possible. Follow-up questions should only be exposed when needed. This is around the progressive disclosure approach that's often taken in forms. We assume that you don't need to know information about every single choice that you're going to make. So we don't want to overload you with information. We wondered about the categories being mutually exclusive or additive because that could add a lot to the problem. But we wanted to challenge ourselves a little bit with the progressive disclosure concept and see if we can be as robust as possible, because there are some downsides to showing things on the fly. We wanted to see if we can mitigate some of those. Okay, so we started with a super basic form. We've got our basic info here in this starting point that we can take a couple of interaction approaches. Our first one that we had was around having an empty state just directly below this section to just state that this is where stuff is going to go. So this proactive interaction design approach where stuff doesn't happen out of the blue, you have a little bit of warning or a little bit of clues that something is going to happen. But what about the case where we don't have the advantage, the space or the scroll position that would enable us to just handle it with an empty state? What happens then? So what we did here, we described to people what was going to happen. According to your category selection, follow-up questions will be asked below. That's the intention behind that, is to describe the action reaction and the consequences of the user's action. When you select a category, you then have success feedback immediately to where you just interacted, as well as a description of what happened. So we have 4 questions added, and then to go to the questions, we have a hyperlink there. The whole principles around this are proactive communication in your interface, as well as setting expectations for how much further work the user is going to have to do.
Setting expectations. I hope, Blue Surfer, that we checked all the right boxes for you.